or a draft for Supercoach 2025, which I'm very excited about and happy to share. So yeah, it should be good. But yeah, drafting the first team is always pretty fun. I think yeah, Supercoach opens bang straight on. I reckon I'm the first one on every year or close to it. But yeah, did post this team in Discord and got told to touch grass, and they're not wrong. But yeah, just love Supercoach and probably fire up the videos again in December. Plans for next year, I don't know. I don't have any, to be honest. Just gonna freewheel, I guess, but maybe I should have some structure. But regardless, yeah, good, interesting trade period, and we don't really know what's happening with like opening round and stuff. So still a bit of water to go under the bridge. Hopefully, we're not locked out of a few players or hesitant to pick players because they have a bye. But looks like we'll get some form of opening round. It's just whether they split it or not. So I really hope they don't screw us so badly again. But yeah, I'm going to be pissed off if they do that. But hey, what do you do? Cry about it and some, and that's it. Move on. Trade period was good. I think Houston got to Collingwood for unders. Pretty, yeah. If I was a Port supporter looking at Houston in prison in a Collingwood jersey, it'd be pretty hard to look at. Like, how's this guy contracted for 3 years now playing for Collingwood and Gold Coast in the trade period again? Like, yeah, they're getting what they want, and they're in a different situation to a lot of clubs with academies and stuff, but they're just facilitating these like sick trades for other clubs, and yeah, kind of annoying. Started off on a pretty salty tone this video. I think we'll go try to get more positive, but yeah, we'll do some Supercoach. So yeah, lots of moves. Saw Bevo's, a bunch of players that got Bevo'd are going to be our forward line once again, which is fun. So I guess having Bevo there is not such a bad thing, but as a coach for the Dogs, because he gives us a forward line. But I think maybe forward line might be... I definitely think we have two layups that you can't not pick, even if there's buys and all that crap, but we'll go over that soon. So you can probably figure out who those are, and we'll see what pricing they do this year, because I think players that missed a full year got like 50% discount. So that means Bailey Smith should be 220k, but what discounts they do year to year is up to them. So see what happens there. But so we'll get straight into the team. So Harry Sheasel is my D1. Looks like he'll get defender status again, which is good. 650-ish K, maybe a little bit more depending on the magic number. But yeah, not too fast. Like, these prices might be give or take 10 or so, and then the ones that get discounts might be different, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. But yeah, Sheasel, just, yeah, not much else to say. I think definitely going to be top 6, doesn't matter where he plays. Probably safe-ish captain option. Might see a bit more tags this year, but I think if you don't want to pick him because of the price, that's fine. But he's one that I'll pay for, but I'll try to be a little bit conscious of money. Certainly this year, I don't want to overpay, especially if we have like a regular season, like no early buys, where I think last year we could have gotten away a little bit with overpaying, and then having these cheaper guys which dropped off like rookies and stuff. But yeah, anyway, Sheasel, happy to pick. D2 is interesting. You can kind of pick whoever you want. Flanders is going to be very expensive, and he did go back to half forward in the last few rounds. Started half back when the midfield finished at half forward. I know they got a few kids that they might want to play in the midfield, like Humphrey and Graham. So I feel like they can use Flanders wherever, but Flanders definitely going to be top 6. Doesn't matter where he plays. Even if off half forward, I think he'll be top 6 defender, but I think a little bit expensive for someone that might not be getting CBAs, and definitely not going half back with their recruits, you would think. So I'll sit out on Flanders for now, but priority upgrade target for sure. But yeah, go on Sinclair. I think the acquisition of McRae, the emergence of Philippou, I think there's less need for him to play mid, and I think he scores better in defense. He did in 2023. I haven't actually checked in 2024, but I feel like he does score better down back. So I've got Sinclair, still 30 off half back, so that's an okay age for half back. D3, Jordan Clark. I liked his game last year. I think there's not a lot of upside here, but I think it's fair to slightly overs, and yeah, it looks pretty consistent. Cops the odd tag, but I think he had a poor last game, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. But I do really like watching him. Not a lot of kick-ins, but does wax a bit with Luke Ryan, and intercepts as well, which is good. I think he's a really good player, so he's in. pretty durable as well. And Nick Martin, I've got at D4, 570. So this is... I'm not sure this pick makes sense because we don't really know his role. Having said that, I just think he just finds a pill at will. So I still got to be careful with players that don't have like the best role. Shizu, I think, is an exception, but I think Martin might be close to it. But we'll see where he plays in the preseason. I do think he can sort of play... they can use him off halfback when they need to. They like wing through the middle, like does float through the middle of the ground a lot. So kicks goals and stuff like that. So I don't know. I feel like his role, he just sort of just runs around everywhere. So it's a bit of an odd one, but yeah, I think he was solid for us last year. And kicking was a bit frustrating, but yeah, just a watch in preseason. So I'm not sure who else. Could go Sicily, but man, I'm not like if he goes Sicily. Can't even say it. Sicily plays forward, then and dead pick. But we'll touch on that when we finish these defenders. Callum Mills 350k. I don't think you have to pick Mills. He's extremely injury prone and didn't really have a fair run at it. But and then I look at their defense, like Matt Roberts, Blakey, Mills. It's a lot of points to go around, I think, and Horse can sort of throw Mills around, and I do think that he has to get his body right to play midfield, in my opinion, because I think they just needed like a ball in there, or that big-bodied mid that gets in and under and wins the football. So I know they have other mids that, like I guess Rowbottom can sort of do that, but I think Mills would complement that midfield group a lot. So I think he should play midfield, but we'll see what happens. Isaac Cumming I have at D6. We'll see what his role looks like. They're saying that he's flexible. He can play wing or halfback. I'll say this a million times. He should be playing halfback, and the only reason why he's playing wing is because they panicked to sign Himmelberg, and just like Himmelberg, they refused to put him forward probably at his... because they wanted to keep him or whatever. So, yeah, I think he'll play halfback, but I think if I see a lot of wing time in preseason, I'll probably jump. So, yeah, another one that's injury prone, but I think Darren Burgess is our fitness coach at the Crows, and he's done a brilliant job with a lot of our players. So he's still in a good age. Isaac Cumming. So I think with these players, like if you play a rookie here in this position, you're still exposing yourself to some sort of risk. That could be sub risk, best 22 risk, and probably roll risk as well. So, whereas with these guys, roll could be slightly off, but they're very cheap, and in the right conditions, they will easily exceed their price. And injury risk is still an issue there, but I guess the point is there's risk wherever you take it. Sicily, like not much to say other than I look at what they've got up forward. Look at what they've got down back. They've got options galore down back, and then up forward, the tolls are sort of a worry. Like each sort of has their individual concerns. Like Kausha's really good, but he's really young. Like Chol was probably frustrating a lot of Hawk supporters, certainly in the finals. And Mitch Lewis, can he get on the park? And Gunston's really old, so there's just question marks everywhere. So I do think, and he looked good forward, so I do think he's an option for them. I think he'll start back, and then they'll kind of explore as the year goes on. And the other one is Kadeen Coleman. I don't know if he'll be ready for round one, because it'll be just under 12 months before he plays again. So it might be touch and go. So we'll see how that goes. Move on to the midfield. Mid's interesting. I think there's a lot of, similar to 2024, pick whoever floats your boat. There's no real standout, I don't think. Like even the value guys, like I don't think you have to pick them, but M1 I got Nick, 650k. I think it'll be Nick or Butters, I think, as an M1. Just like you would think either a guaranteed top 8 and, vice captain option. Certainly in the right matchup, these guys can go that 170 plus ceiling. So I like having one of those guys in the team. Tags will come. I don't think you have to start Nick, but I've got him, and just trust Nick a lot. And felt like he did have a limited preseason in 2024, so I think he'll be raring to go another year in the system. Not that he makes it that much difference to him, but Big fan of Nick. M2, Andy Brayshaw. Last 2 years in a row, he's got off to poor starts and injury related. I know his brother Hamish was saying that, I don't know, he had something going on. Might have been like a toe issue or something early in the season and then stormed home. And I think we had question marks over Nat 5's mid-time in 2024. And I think they'll go past Fife in 2025 and Andy will... The wing rotations won't really be a thing, I think. So I think Andy would just be that pure centre bounce mid and did 117 post-buy, so that's pretty good. So doesn't get tagged as well. It's kind of hard to find these players that don't get tagged in the midfield. Dawson at M3, yeah, not sure. I don't know where he plays, but I feel like he can't go any worse than this year. Had a play through a foot issue through the middle of the year, got tagged a lot. Had a form drop early in the season and then really struggled. I don't know, Crows struggled all year, basically. So I feel like it can't get much worse and there's a bit of upside there. So he's probably my favourite player at the moment, just being Crow supporter. But yeah, loved Dawson's work, but it's sort of a flex position. Do I just go for a walk-up Tom Green? You know, he's just going to be 85% of CBAs every game, like no questions asked. But yeah, don't know. M4 got Will Day, 500k, priced in 90 odd. This will be Day or Oliver, I think. The Day Oliver Ashcroft bracket of 450 to 500. I think that's something we'll consider as we go along. I think I'll take 2 of them. I did it similar this year. I went Matt Crouch, Ollie Wines, Nick Martin, somebody else in that sort of price range, and I thought the strategy was fine. Like, I think I traded Ollie early. It was a mistake, but did get injured, and Matt Crutcher held. And Nick Martin I traded, brought him back in, so it would have been fine, but Jake Steele as well was in that price, but yeah, I traded him too, like halfway through the season. So regardless, I think that price range sort of enables the rest of your team, gives you a bit more money to play with at weaker positions. So I do like having those guys and flip them at the buys if they're not looking top 12 or whatever. Well, Ashcroft, yeah, I think I'll just take him just because he's so talented, but still think he's 4th for mid rotations, and I don't know how he gets above 65% mid time. What does Levi do to his CBAs? I don't know. Does Neil Dunkley and McLuggage still, have monopoly on the main first 3? Probably, but yeah, full preseason for Will, coming off an ACL as well, so I think he's it's one of those guys in the pushing prodigy levels, I think, like a Dacos or Gordon, I think. So I'll pick him. And then rookies are whatever. I was looking through rookie data or stats, and Jagger Smith seemed to be the one, 34 touches in whatever league they play. I don't know, I can't remember, under 18s, call it. I know there's champs and stuff. I'm not even sure what exactly is what. And Levi Ashcroft, 31 touches. So looks like he should play early. But yeah, don't know, it's going to be hard. Where does he fit in? But he's too good to not play by the sounds of it. Hopefully Jagger Smith goes to Richmond and gets a mid-roll or something. But yeah, these guys look statistically the most friendly for fantasy. So they're in, and then another rookie. I'll just put 180k because they had a bit of money. So I think, M6, M7, M8. Overall, it's probably weak. You never know with these draftees, they could slow down and whatnot. They're not going to get the prime midfield role that they had in juniors, but I mean, Jagger Smith could, the way Richmond are sort of rebuilding, but if they even take him. But yeah, rookie, whatever. We'll look at them another time. Other players I like Butters or Dacos for M1. I think Tom Green still. Looking through Tom Green's stats, they look good, and you look at the Supercoach score, and then you're like, it's not actually that good. So I don't know. Could be a bit like Parrish a few years ago, where he was just stuffing the stat sheet, but just posted up just scraping tons. And then Oliver, yeah, I think Oliver had a lot of excuses this year. Where do you start? Preseason injuries, off-field issues in preseason. Played with pins in his hand. Played through PCL issue. Probably end up. I still believe in Oliver. I think what he can do, not many mids can. 4 years of 120 plus, I think it was. So pushing 130 some years, crazy stuff. And these next gen guys, most of them can't do that. So Yeah, it's look, Oliver is Oliver at the moment. It's just a little bit messy. Well, just watching preseason, that's all I can really touch on there. Peatling could get a mid-roll. Like, I don't know, the Crows midfield, I always struggle to predict the Crows midfield despite watching them every bloody week, but that's one we'll worry about another time. But yeah, I think he averaged in 4 midfield games, I think it was 92, which I read somewhere on Supercoach scores. I haven't backed that up, but that's promising for someone priced, I think, in the 350, 360k range. And then Doherty, he's had the year off ACL, could be very cheap, could be sub 300k. I don't know what, like could be sub 400k, I don't know. If he's in the 200s, I'll probably take it, even if, like, doesn't matter where he plays, but if he's in the high 300s, I'll pass, because he's every chance to play wing or whatever. Now to the ruck line. Tristan Sherry and Tom De Koning. I think this is a set and forget. I guess if you can call De Koning a set and forget because of the Pitney threat, and I guess, yeah, struggled with his body at times. So no soft tissue stuff, which is good. The other one looking at is maybe Meek, so I'm not too sure on the rucks. I think Sherry definitely. I know the value in the rucks is like, it's not all about money, I think. And yes, if you can nail the cheap ruck, your season can flip. Like, we saw people that went a Sherry, which was kind of hard to pick with Gawn and Grundy right there. And what we knew, like, you know, it's hard to fade Gawn, and then saw Grundy in opening round. So it's pretty hard to go Sherry. But we saw Wits as well a few years ago. You nail that value ruck, you are flying. So it's such an important position to nail. I'm not seeing value at the moment. I don't know where it is or if it's there. Geelong's ruckman, Conway looked pretty good. Like, pretty impressed with him. Can score off low tog. Lots of very, very injury prone, and man, I don't think I can pick a ruckman coached by Chris Scott. So for that, I'm out. Whereas, you know, Cherry's going to play and De Koning's going to play if they're fit. So, yeah, and the other one's Meek. I don't think Reeves is a threat. Surely not. He finished pretty low in the best and fairest, which I think isn't right. Like, I don't know, it doesn't really make sense. But yeah, I thought he had a great year and got better as the year went on. So impressed with Meek. But I do think the ceilings of Sherry and De Koning, I don't think Meek can see. Like, I don't think maybe only Gawn can hit De Koning's ceiling in his prime. So yeah, pretty crazy run in the middle of the year he had. But yeah, Sherry as well was unbelievable, like scoring machine. So I think we'll just pick them, and then, oh man, how many years have I pissed away trading endlessly in the rucks? I've lost count. So let's set and forget at the moment. And finally, the forward line. Jack McRae, F1, 400k. Well, look, he said that he wants to, like, I think he said he's got like a point to prove in the midfield, or still, maybe there was one of the, like, St Kilda people said that he wants to re-establish himself as a premier midfielder. I do feel like he's not covering the ground as well, and he's sort of always been a player, or the past few years he's been quite hard to read, the Bevo and age regression combination. I think I'll add a new club for 400k. I think I'll back him in to go alright. Basically got no mid-time this year, so I'll back him in for another year. F2, it's quite a few options here. I thought about Parker, but I've gone with Philippou. I just, owned him late in the season and thought he was brilliant. After he came back from, I think it was like a hip issue, or he had like a flu or something, he lost all his CBAs in the last round, but I can't see him not being a big part of their midfield, or at least like get reasonable mid-time, even if it's a bit off half forward. He just played too well, and St Kilda have been playing like a Zach Jones and Seb Ross, and just like guys that they should have been giving kids a run instead. So I do think Philippou, like, how can they not play him there? Like, they have to. He's their golden child, basically. So I think he'll go well this year, or 2025. Daniel and Bailey Smith, F3, F4. I don't think you have much choice here. I think you have to pick both. Daniel, they've already said that Daniel's going to play halfback. Daniel, I think, has regressed a bit, and he definitely has deficiencies, like can't kick super far, can't really defend super well. But that's North and having defenders that don't defend super well. Yeah, they've done that for years, so I don't see why that would change. Bailey Smith at Geelong, like just pick him. Sounds like he's going to play midfield, so it's an easy pick. F6, I got rookie, and F5 and F6, yeah, just rookies. Bit of money there, just in case like they're saying this is a great draft and maybe a few players debut early and whatnot. But hopefully we get some mature ages as well, which would be good. Always trust them a little bit more, with a bit more ready. But yeah, a lot of the kids now that come through the draft are pretty ready anyway. Jason Horne-Francis, I think he's borderline mid forward. So if he's mid forward, I don't think you have to pick him, but it will. I think I prioritize the value first. I think Mateus Daniel and Bailey Smith are definitely taking before Horne-Francis, and then probably McRae. But you're always not 100% sure on McRae. But yeah, Horne-Francis will be 550k. So if he gets it, you got to definitely consider him. Rankin, probably not for me. Upgrade target, yes, and looks like he'll get decent mid time, but I know Crows have so many mids, and I don't know, like Rankin's just not sure. And his DT scores were like atrocious, but his SC was really good, so I don't know if that's sustainable or not, but I think he can go on a hot patch, so I don't mind Rankin as a pick. Certainly if you want to pick him, certainly not against that. The other one, Luke Parker. So looking at these mid prices, I was thinking I like McRae, I like Philippou Daniel, Bailey Smith. I can't see those guys moving. Can I fit Parker in? Like, could go sacrifice Mills if something happens there and go Parker, but I do think like probably is going to play mid, but do they just remove Simpkin completely? Like Wardlaw and LDU, they can't move, and they need to give decent mid time to Sheasel. So it's a bit of a hard one. There's 4 guys that might be ahead of him. Maybe they just cut Simpkins' time as they planned to at the start of the year. But yeah, that's for preseason to help us figure out. But yeah, that's my team. Yeah, it's October, so I always like to visit back the October team, and usually October team is better than the March team, roughly. So things change and things pop up and stuff. So, but yeah, that's it from me, I think. Yeah, we'll probably see you guys in December, so should be good. So thanks for watching, and have a good break or end of the year or whatnot. So thanks for watching. We'll see you guys soon.